This week on the Digital Marketing Scoop, we're talking about how to create a high-performing landing page. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop. So this week we're going to be chatting about landing pages. So I suppose first of all, for those who don't know, landing pages, where someone lands on your website. Specifically for us, where we use it a lot is through if somebody clicks a Google ad and the page they land on after they click that ad.
Yeah.
So I suppose when it comes to landing pages, the thing to think about first of all is your goal with that page.
Yeah.
So if you're, in the service industry, it might be to get a click to call. It might be to fill out a form.
Yeah.
If you're on the e-commerce side, it might be to get them to click that add to cart button. So it depends where your type of business, what your goal on your landing page would be. But definitely by far and away, the most important thing on your landing page right up the top is that headline.
Yep.
That's the thing that's going to grab people straight away and pull them into the content on that page.
Yeah, it's one of those things as well that you'd be so surprised at how little tweaks can make a difference to a headline. I used to, in a place I worked before, the news bulletin going out every single Wednesday, it's the same as that subject headline almost in the email marketing. It was like a round table discussion. It was a proper chat about it. But like that, it's like the headline is the first thing that's grabbing someone's attention. It's so important.
Yeah, and particularly if they're coming from an ad and the keyword they searched.
Yeah,
then you tailor your headline to the keyword that they search, because that's going to pull them in straight away
and make your Google ads a little cheaper.
And make your absolutely
yeah.
And of course, as with everything, split test the crap out of it. If you're only going to split test one thing on a landing page, that headline can make an absolute massive difference. Yeah, I know we've seen results here where a change in headline can increase a conversion rate to 300%.
Yeah.
So it is just the headline is just absolutely massively important, and don't underestimate it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I suppose underneath your headline you might then have a sub-headline.
Yeah.
And again, that is, you want to reinforce what they've searched. Yeah. It might be to create curiosity, might be to sell a benefit. Again, it depends on your product or service. And again, it's amazing the results you can have when you switch those around and test different sub-headlines. It's just very powerful, and it's going to be on mobile. It's going to be above the fold more than likely as well. Yeah. So again, it's the first content somebody sees.
Yeah, sometimes the first, above the fold anyway, the first thing people are going to see is headline, subline, or subhead, and then possibly the image or the product, top of the product image. And that's probably the three things on the page before people go any further. So you need to get those nailed.
100%.
Yeah.
And I suppose one other thing as well that could potentially be above the fold, depends on your industry you're in, is a form. Yeah. So if you're in a service industry, or you're maybe a restaurant for bookings, that kind of thing, if you're sending to a booking page, your form might start above the fold on the phone. And again, testing fields in the form is really important, because you might think, okay, here's all the information we need from this person. But maybe if you reduce that information, you'll get a lot more leads through on the form, and then you can follow up with them on the phone to get more information off them. And then again, depending on your business, that might be creating work for salespeople. So you might want a longer form online to weed out certain people and make sure you've only very high quality prospects coming through on your forum. So again, that's business specific. But it is very worthwhile testing different fields in your form to see which will actually generate the most leads.
Definitely. I mean, if you're in a restaurant, you don't need someone's date of birth. You don't need this. Joe, most forms at this stage are you see them auto-filling all the time. It's just if it's not just. Oh, I've seen it so many times. In a place I used to work as well, the form was 3 pages long. So you'd have to go your job title, your name, your this, your that, your date of birth, your mother's maiden name nearly. So if you can just get away with name and phone number, or name and email address, do it, because it'll really save you.
Again, industry specific.
Yeah, of course.
And And I suppose as well, in probably a shoot back to our previous podcast with the content on the page, you know, on that landing page, are you solving a problem for the person?
Yeah.
Are you giving them value? Is there a particular pain point you're hitting on that's going to react with them?
Yeah.
So definitely have a listen to a previous podcast we did kind of on that area. Another thing, be contactable. You see it so much on landing pages. There's no address of the business.
Yeah.
You know, it gives legitimacy straight away. You have a physical location. Maybe you have things like testimonials, guarantees, all that information, especially if someone's coming from that. It's the first time they're hearing or seeing about your business. What are you going to want to see? Okay, they have a physical location.
Yeah.
Here's what other customers said. Here's the guarantee. Again, that needs to be very clear to people, because otherwise that trust just won't be there.
Yeah. We've all been on websites that we've gone, will I buy this, or am my credit card going to be skimmed or scammed or whatever, do you know, and you end up Googling and looking for reviews. It'd be nice to just have the Google reviews there on your landing page, even if you want, you know, just get some testimonials in there. Even you'd always see the gold star with the little red tick, and these things that people are used to just seeing and just don't, they probably not even looking for it. They just are subconsciously acknowledging that there's a level of trust there already. Yeah.
No, it is. And I suppose this is basic enough one as well, but you know, an SSL cert on the site, so you know, to make sure you have your green lock in your URL. And
there's nothing worse than a warning coming up for someone, don't enter your card details. There's no security on it, you know. That's not how you're going to do well with an e-commerce site anyway.
Oh god, yeah. I suppose there's loads of things you could look at, but another massive huge one just to finish up with is the call to action.
Yeah.
So as they've gone through your landing page, is it the nice big clear button on the end of your form?
Yeah.
Is it the nice clear add to cart button or the buy now button? Make sure that stands out. It's very clear. There's no ambiguity for the user in what action they should be taking on the page.
Yeah, just be really clear. Just really break it down. Look, you have to call us to do this. You have to fill in this to do this, or whatever you need to do, and just make it crystal clear. Yeah,
that call to action should be, you know, reinforcing whatever the goal you have for that person on that page. You know, draw their eye to it and make it just extremely clear what the steps that they should take, basically.
Yeah. And of course, make sure it all loads very quickly.
So yeah, look, there's, in terms of speed, obviously if you're building landing pages on your own website, then it's going to come down to your own website speed, server speed, all that.
Yeah.
And there's lots of tools you can use to build landing pages as well. We use Unbounce in-house here.
Yeah. Shout out again.
Actually, they were meant to send us some swag, weren't they?
I know, yeah. I'll be on to them.
Unbounce, where's our t-shirts? So yeah, look, there's site speed. I know we did a podcast just on site speed. Is hugely important.
Yeah.
So yeah, that has been this week's episode of the Digital Marketing Scoop.